Hello, and welcome to my discussion over Loch Ness and its monster. So, where exactly is Loch Ness? Loch Ness is located in Scotland, southwest of Inverness, which is where that circle is right there. Excuse me. Loch Ness is the largest fresh body of water in England, Wales, and Scotland combined. It is 22.5 feet long. It's 2 miles across, and it can get down to 755 feet deep in some parts of the loch. And why is Loch Ness famous? Loch Ness is famous for its beautiful scenery, its nearby castles, its sports, its tourism, but most importantly, it is most famous for Nessie, and that's who we're going to be discussing. So, who exactly is Nessie? Is Nessie a giant eel that lives in Loch Ness? Or is she an elephant that's just swimming in Loch Ness? Is she a piece of dead wood that just washed ashore one day that looks like a dinosaur? Or is she an actual dinosaur called a paleosaur? Honestly, we have no idea what she is, and I don't think we will ever figure that out because we can't ever capture her. But what I do know is that she is a beloved figure in Scottish history and folklore, and everybody around the world knows about her. So what is the folklore of Nessie? Nessie has been around for thousands of years. She might not have been called Nessie, she might have been the Loch Ness Monster without a name, but she has been around for thousands and thousands of years. One of the first recorded sightings that we have is from the Pict people of northern Scotland, and it's written on stone, and that's what you can see here. When the Romans came to Scotland, and they looked at the Pict people's carvings and works and everything, they recognized everything except for this one particular animal, which is the monster of Loch Ness. And as I can see here, she's got that elongated beak, she's got that headlock, and then she's also got flippers so she can swim. The Pict people had a huge fascination with large animals, and so with this fascination, they associated large animals with bodies of water. No matter if it was a loch, a stream, a river, a puddle, no matter what, it had an association with a large animal. So this is why Loch Ness had its monster. And it also helps that you actually live in Loch Ness too. But one of the earliest written references that we have is from Saint Columba, who is an Irish saint. And this is his story. So back in 565, Common Era, he was sitting on the shore, and he saw this man get bit by this huge monster. And this monster was about ready to go attack another man when St. Columba stopped the monster by raising his hand and shouted, "Go back with all speed," according to one reference. Or if you go to another one, it says, "Go no further, nor touch the man, go back." And the beast did as St. Columba said, and it's never attacked anybody ever since. Even though it has been seen, there's been no attacks. So what is modern Nessie? Back in 1974, Nicholas Witchell, who became a BBC reporter, was writing a book about Loch Ness. He found dozens of pre-20th century references to large animals that were living in the loch. For example, one of the accounts was from 1933. It was a couple driving by Loch Ness, and they happened to have spotted an enormous animal rolling and plunging on the surface of the water. And then a couple weeks go by, and they see the same exact animal while they were driving by Loch Ness sitting on land. And after their account got out, this is when Nessie started to become famous. Once she started to become famous, a man offered £20,000 to anybody who could capture Nessie for him. So Boy Scouts, fishermen, like anybody went and tried to find Nessie for this man so they can try and get rich quick. But nobody was able to capture Nessie, but there have been more and more accounts that have come forward since then than anybody could have ever imagined. And another thing, here in America, we have Lake Champlain, and we have our own monster called Champ. Scientists are thinking that Champ and Nessie are actually cousins. They think they're the same exact animal, just from different parents. So they have evidence of Champ, like making noises and stuff like that, but they don't have like visual evidence, but they know that he's not a fish, he's a huge thing, and he's not a machine. And they kind of have the same thing for Nessie. They don't have audio, but they have visual. Like back in the 70s, I believe, there was a family who went out and their boat got stuck on this huge thing in the middle of the river, middle of the loch, and they couldn't get anywhere. The boat was broken, and this head just popped up out of the water, and it was Nessie, and she just slowly sank back down. And then hours later, people came to rescue the family, and when the boat came out, there was this huge inch-thick piece of black flesh just on the rudder of the boat where the boat had hit Nessie. But they threw it away. The boat repairman threw the flesh away. But we also have like different evidence. We have sonar that believe that she's still there. But yeah, there's just a whole bunch of evidence of both of them. So why is Nessie a pop culture reference? Well, obviously of everything I have here on the page, but she's in video games like Apex Predators. She's a roller coaster in Busch Gardens, and that's located right there. She's memes, she's t-shirts, she is also a Christmas light. So up here in this little picture, this is from Yukon, Oklahoma. They have a annual Christmas light ceremony in the park where people drive around and everything, and she's actually made an appearance. She's also in Scooby-Doo, she's in The Simpsons, South Park, and she also has ladles and tea infusers made after her. So this company called OTOTO has ladles and tea infusers, and I actually have a tea infuser, and it works pretty well. But she's also a book, like children's books and stuff like that. It's actually really interesting. She's also, this is a Disney short, which is actually pretty cute because she has this rubber duck that's her best friend, and then her duck gets taken by accident, and she cries, and this is kind of like how Loch Ness came to be. And she cries and she cries and she cries, and that's how she makes Loch Ness. And then the duck finally kind of like floats back to her because she's cried so much, and they become friends and they live on the loch forever. But my favorite t-shirt would happen to be this one, which is hide and seek champion since 1933. Pretty cool. I really do like all of these things. And the last thing I really want to talk about is her website, and which is the Legend of Nessie. So on this, it has information about the loch. It's got the searching for Nessie, which is the evidence and researchers behind it. It's got live webcams, so you can go and you can look at Loch Ness for yourself, and you can try and spot her by yourself. And you can actually contact these people and get more information about her, or just anything that you think you want to know about Nessie. It's actually on this website, and I really do think you should go to it. It's www.nessie.co.uk. I highly recommend it. And that is the end of my presentation. Thank you for coming, and I hope you have a great day. This is my works cited page.